I'm Anna Khan here at the newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Thursday, August 16th. Here's what's making news. BC remains in a state of emergency as wildfires continue to wreak havoc throughout the province. More than 3,000 residents had to evacuate their homes on Wednesday as 566 wildfires continue to burn in this coastal province. Environment Canada says that air quality is expected to be poor in neighboring Alberta for the rest of the week as smoke continues to blanket every region in the province. Provincial authorities said that more than 377,000 of hectares of forest, an area greater than that of Rhode Island, has been burnt in BC since April this year, making 2018 the fourth largest fire since 1950. Plans for legal battles are still going on after Premier Doug Ford's bill to slash Toronto Council in half passed in the legislature this week. Rocco Achimpong is one of many who are seeking to legally challenge the Better Local Government Act. The lawyer and council candidate for Eglinton Lawrence filed an injunction and hopes to prove the October election will be illegitimate when he's heard in court at the end of this month. Councillor Kristen Wong-Tam and NDP MPP Suze Morrison are also expected to attend a citywide meeting tonight to discuss possible measures to fight the controversial act. Canada is the focus of a new initiative in Ottawa after the federal government has created a new stat holiday to commemorate survivors of the residential school system. Humber News takes a look at the new path towards reconciliation. Only 22 years after the closing of the last residential school, the Trudeau government is planning to announce a new statutory holiday, but unlike other holidays, this is not a celebration. National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations, Perry Bellegarde, spoke to the importance of having this holiday.
This one to me is a chance to educate all Canadians about the impacts of the residential school and the impacts that we still see in 2018 and beyond, the intergenerational trauma, the intergenerational impacts of the residential schools.
The government issued a statement saying that they're working to decide on a date with two possible days being considered, June 21st, which is National Indigenous Peoples Day, or September 30th, representing Orange Shirt Day. While a date has not yet been decided, tweets have already poured in to support the honorary holiday from various people. Bringing about the holiday is one of the 94 recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Call to action number 80 on the Truth and Reconciliation Act asks the government to honor the survivors of the residential schools, and a change petition which called for this holiday says that's exactly what Indigenous people will push for. Today, more than 350 U.S. newspapers launched a coordinated editorial defense of press freedom and a rebuke of President Donald Trump. They included the Boston Globe, the New York Times, and some newspapers in states that Trump won during the 2016 presidential election. The Boston Globe's editorial accused Trump of carrying out a, quote, sustained assault on the free press. The greatness of America is dependent on the role of a free press to speak the truth to the powerful, it said. Trump has frequently criticized journalists and describes news reports that contradict his opinion or policy positions as fake news. He lashed out again on Thursday, tweeting the fake news media is on the opposition party. It is very bad for our great country, but we're winning. In a heated exchange with reporters during a White House briefing earlier this month, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders refused to back away from U.S. President Donald Trump's assertions.
President Trump has implemented a whole of government.
The President of the United States should not refer to us as the enemy of the people. His own daughter acknowledges that, and all I'm asking you to do, Sarah, is to acknowledge that right now and right here.
I appreciate your passion. I share it. I've addressed this question. I've addressed my personal feelings. I'm here to speak on behalf of the President. He's made his comments clear.
A Quinnipiac University poll released on Tuesday indicated that about 65% of respondents believe that news media is an important part of democracy. Roughly 26% of voters, but 51% of Republicans said the media is the enemy of the people. Heavy flooding in India has claimed the lives of dozens in the southern town of Kerala. Rain is still pouring heavily in Kerala, leading to floods across the city since August 8th. The death toll rose to 87. North and central Kerala took the worst hit. Thousands of people were stranded in their homes in the Pathanamthitta, Rani, Aranmula, and Kozhikode districts. The Cochin airport will be shut till Saturday after the water flooded the area. The Southern Railways and the Kochi Metro also suspended their operations. So far, 540 Army, Navy, and Air Force reinforcements were sent to the city. The damage of the floods has reached 10,000 kilometers, taking away hundreds of homes in its path. Many questions are still left unanswered after the tragic events that took place in Genoa, Italy earlier this week. Officials are still scrambling to put the pieces together after the deadly collapse of the Morandi Bridge in Genoa, Italy. The bridge buckled during a fierce thunderstorm, killing at least 39 people and injured 5 who were pulled from the rubble. Roughly 630 people were evacuated from their homes in nearby apartment buildings and may never be able to return. While repairs were made to the bridge in the past, many are still pointing toward maintenance issues and possible design flaws as the primary cause of the collapse. Now, concerns are being raised about other motorway bridges in Italy, as around 70% of them are more than 40 years old. The outdoor classroom Humber Food Learning Garden officially opened this week. Ornella Cariello has the story.
People at the opening event were able to taste a menu prepared by Humber chefs and culinary arts students that included a fresh harvest of vegetables from the Arboretum garden. Humber's Trevor Minard says at the moment the garden is bursting with everything from cherry tomatoes to eggplants.
We did a green beans salad with a vinaigrette because it's a hot day. Right? We did cucumbers, again a vinaigrette base. We've got baba ganoush. Again, the eggplant, beautiful harvest, and you will notice if you taste it, it's amazing because you can taste that it's fresh.
The space was created by students in Humber's landscaping and horticulture programs. It also has involved early childhood education students supporting experiential tours for kids. The garden is meant as a safe space for students and community members to experience sustainable agriculture and learn how to grow and harvest their own fresh vegetables. Arboretum Director Alexandra Link says the garden raises awareness about food security and urban agriculture as a whole.
This garden, food is wonderful because it really builds community, because everyone has to eat, everyone loves eating, everyone has their own food stories and their own types of food that they love. So it brings together people from all different walks of life. And so this garden, the biggest draw I think that it has is to build community for Humber College and also build the knowledge and allow for that experiential learning for our students here.
The garden will also supply food to culinary management students to make menu items for the on-campus student-run gourmet restaurant, the Humber Room. The garden is located at Humber's North Campus, in the Arboretum, just behind the Resident Tea building. Ornella Cariello, Humber News.
It's a sad day in the music world as the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, passed away this morning at the age of 76. Franklin was recognized as the Queen of Soul. Her accolades speak for themselves. 73 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, the most for any female artist, 18 Grammy Awards, and she was the first female inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The famed singer was diagnosed with cancer back in 2010 and last year announced her retirement from music. Although she may be gone, her memories and her music will live on forever. We're going to take a quick break. Still ahead, the latest in sports, but first Vanessa Creighton has a preview of your 3-day forecast.
It's currently looking nice and bright on campus today, but we all know nothing lasts forever, much like this Toronto weather. So make sure to pack an umbrella with you for the rest of the day. I'll have more right after the break.